Welcome to another episode of NC-17. I'm Josh. This is Lisa. Uh, Today's going to be another rambling day.
As we do.
That's right. So anything new from last week to this week?
I watched all the Art the Clown movies.
Oh, the terrifying.
Again, I mean, I have seen them, but I watched them kind of passively because I thought they were silly. But now I'm like, you know what? No, actually watch them and enjoy them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. A lot of people can't get past that first sawing in half. I mean, it gave a new definition to sawing someone in half, though. But so the first time you said it was pure, just for chemicals.
Just
what are your thoughts on both of them?
He's a deranged character is all I'm gonna say. Like I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's the motivation, but they kind of cover that with the whole he didn't get a mother's love, but that's like the classic.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's clearly some sort of supernatural thing because he seems to not be able to be killed, which I like.
That's true.
One of the 7 principles of monsters is the monster never dies. So yeah.
Case in point, Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers,
all those guys,
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true with Michael Myers because Halloween ends.
True. Yeah.
Halloween
ends.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, they'll figure a way to bring him back. I mean, they brought Chucky back after he got melted down. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I still love that plot point.
Yeah. Actually, part 2 of Child's Play was one of my favorites.
Yeah, honestly, Child's Play is really what got me into horror in the first place.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So would you deem Chucky as like one of your favorites, or?
I mean, he is, but he's not that scary, but he's a classic. I mean, it's fun because it's a good intro into horror because it's kind of funny, kind of spooky.
Oh yeah.
And at the end of the day, no one's gonna believe the little kid who's saying my doll is alive and it just did these horrible things. You're not gonna blame the kid. Dolls don't come to life.
Oh yeah.
But those people clearly have never seen horror movies.
That's very true. Let's talk about something real quick. All right, so there are some horror movies where they break the fourth wall and they notice we're in a movie.
Yeah.
Like the beginning of I think the last 2 or 3 screens before 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
like that.
They literally are in your face with it, And I'm like part 1, they're like, oh, we're gonna introduce Stab, and I'm like. Then there's a lot of people that get Tori Spelling the player, and I'm like, I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
some of them do it well, some of them not as well.
Yeah. See, so if you were casting, like I said, we're going to be all over the place. If you were casting the perfect horror movie, who would be your villain, or what would be your villain? Who would be your hero or heroine? Not the drug. We don't condone that. But who would? What would your story be?
I do a slasher film, I think, because that's always kind of been my favorite is slasher, just because, and I would give them a motivation other than just they want to kill, some sort of tragic backstory you find out later. And my favorite hero plot is just the average everyday Joe who just happens to have read about these people or whatever, say a serial killer fanatic. Not that I'm one of those things. I'm literally wearing a shirt with a guillotine on it. I know.
Hey, I'm wearing our sponsor, Static Tape Video, so shameless plug there, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That's interesting though, because if I was making a horror movie, I love zombies, but I don't think I'd make a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many out there.
There's a lot already.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't need to.
I think that I don't know.
I am thinking about what kind of a slasher it would be though.
Yeah, that's true. See, that's true.
Someone who works retail and then just snaps. That's what I would do.
Lisa worked retail. No, that's funny though. That is funny.
I've often thought that'd be a funny thing to do. Be a horror comedy type deal.
Oh yeah. Well, see, that's something else too. It's you get a lot of these people making movies, and if it's a horror movie, they try to add the comical stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Would yours be just like a little bit of comedy, or would it be a straight up horror comedy?
Probably a straight up horror comedy.
Yeah.
Along the lines of Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite lines of anything ever written, actually, believe it or not, it's not even on film or anything. It's just something I came across. Is I was reading a story. Someone said something along the lines of, "Hey, I'm gonna take you out to a fancy dinner," to his girlfriend. Now it's a straight up horror movie. And she goes, "Where are we going?" He goes, "Chuck E. Cheese." And she's like, "What? What are you gonna do? Give me a token?" He goes, "Hey, isn't my love a token enough?" And I'm like, "All right."
Okay.
That's some crazy stuff right there. But nah, I don't know. Horror stuff is, I mean, it's got its own like set of rules for everything. Just like romance. My wife loves romance. She's like, you gotta have a part where you cry, part where you smile. You know what? No, horror, you gotta have someone who's definitely gonna get 187 real quick. Blood and gore.
Mm.
I used to think you had to have where, clothing was optional, but I don't need that now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure, it is cool, but on the same hand, it's like I don't need it.
Yeah.
Like you take I don't know. Let's take Chucky for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think any of his have ever had any.
No.
And his movies are cult classics. Stephen King's movies, other than The Shining, which yeah, that one. Nah.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I think it's weird that you get a lot of people who like they love horror, but they love a certain type of horror.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to explore different genres of horror than I normally watch. Like, I mean, as great as Terrifier is, it's not the kind of movie I would normally decide to watch because it's not really that plot driven.
True.
Like, there is like some subplots and stuff, but when you get down to it, the plot is basically just people at a party get slashed up.
Yeah.
But I do think he did it pretty tastefully, like pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think well see here's the thing. I agree with you. Like the plot is just he's a mime killing people.
Yeah.
I think I think the only plot point he actually has is he chooses his victims randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And to me that kind of plot is like where you just do random acts of stuff is like, okay, cool.
Random acts of violence, yeah.
Yeah. But then in part 2, I think they went a little bit overboard with how old girl came back, and I'm like, now you got She-Ra all of a sudden being able to, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't love all the callback in part 2.
Yeah. I will say though, I did like the fact that part 2 was straight up balls to wall violence from beginning to end.
Remind me of a meme to show you about part 2. It's my favorite thing.
Oh yeah. I just found this out. My brother's girlfriend is she doesn't like clowns. But yet she watches Pennywise and Art the Clown. Makes no sense.
I mean, it kind of does because it's like evidence of not like clowns.
That's true.
I was mildly afraid of clowns growing up, and my favorite book in middle school was called Killer Clowns from Kalamazoo. Great book. Poor editing. He didn't have an editor. I know this. It's a thing my best friend and I used to talk about in college. Yeah. Good book though.
Oh yeah.
Whole series of those for young adults. Yeah.
You said young adults. I'm an old adult, so
whatever.
No,
but yeah, the Michigan Chiller series I loved growing up. Like I didn't love reading. Like I never got into Harry Potter and all that stuff growing up. But then I found those in middle school, and I finally found the love of reading.
Oh yeah. I never used to read until I met you.
Hey.
So you and Walter and Peggy Christie are all three of the people I read pretty much, other than Stephen King and Dean Koontz.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But my thing is like, this is going to sound weird. Like everyone knows that Stephen King is like, he's the epitome of writing,
Mm-hmm.
However, though, he's one-dimensional.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
My dad and I actually kind of talk about this sometimes.
Yeah. Shout out to your dad again.
Dad, yeah, hey dad.
Yeah. But that, and I hate to say that because I love Stephen King.
My thing is, I like his short stories more than his novels.
His short stories are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thing is like
Night Shift was my favorite of his collections.
Oh yeah, I got that somewhere around here.
So good.
Yeah. My thing is like you read a book from someone and you know they got more. You want them to be as good as.
Yeah.
I read Stephen King's The Stand,
mm-hmm.
like the original pressing. Well, not the original pressing, but you get one of the first editions, cover to cover, ready. And I'm like, that book was awesome. Then I read all his other books, and I'm like, none of them have reached The Stand.
Yeah.
You know, but however, when you put the movie from the book, or the book in the movie form, nothing's ever going to touch The Shining. But then again, Stephen King didn't direct it. Stanley Kubrick did. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Yeah. But we will say that, well, I will say, reading the books I've been reading recently, it's got me definitely back into the form of, hey, I'm going to pick up a book and I'm going to read it until I'm done.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really struggling to get through the book I was reading just now. I'm almost at the end of it. It finally got good at there was maybe 50 pages left and it finally got good. And I'm like, okay, thank you. Violence, finally. Oh, yeah. It was very suspenseful up to that point. I'm like, it's suspenseful, but I don't care about any of the characters. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to say what book it was. It's just not my favorite.
That's fair.
And I'm really excited about the book that I'm planning on reading after this one because A, it's one I've been wanting to read for a while, and 2, it means I'm going to be done with this book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we, my wife, she's the reader out of the two of us. I think that's evident.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. And, like, she'll read sci-fi. She'll read, like, drama and romance. And But then it comes to horror, and she's like, not my thing. She's read your book. She's liked your book. She liked the throwbacks, cause, especially the 80s throwbacks.
Yeah, a lot of those, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She grew up in the 80s, so did I. She was born in the 80s. She was born in 85. Man, I'm old. No, you know what? Oh, my God. All right, side note here. So, I'm 45. I was listening to a conversation that some of my coworkers were having, and one of my coworkers was like, hey, my mom's 45. I was like, damn, I'm old. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, back on track.
But those are the horrors of real life, though, so this still counts.
I'm like, wow. But it is what it is.
Yep.
I don't know. Let's go into the mythology of like different urban legends.
Okay, I like that.
Like everyone knows about the Mothman.
Mm-hmm.
I guess there's multiple Mothmen all over the place, but there's supposed to be one here in Michigan.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I've
not seen him, but
yeah. If I see a Mothman, I'm going to think it's Jeepers Creepers.
Mm-hmm.
Which that's a different story.
Yeah.
But I guess some of the folklore behind that is some of the mythology, whatever you want to call it, is that he shows up kind of like the Red Dwarf of Detroit. He shows up and something bad happens.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does everything got to be related to horror when it's like you never know?
Yeah, and then there's that whole question of, does he cause the bad thing by showing up, or is he showing up to warn us?
Exactly.
That's what really trips me out, is because we can't definitively prove that anyone's ever seen Mothman.
Yeah.
And you can't exactly sit down and interview him either.
That's true. That is very true. But I mean that's an interesting thing though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the story of the Red Dwarf, right?
Yeah.
All right. So for those out there who don't, Detroit, here's a little bit of history for you. But I'm not a teacher, trust me. So Detroit was known as Detroit, and it was a village, and way back in like the 1700s or something like that. Long story short, guy says he saw a red dwarf, and then all of a sudden the whole fucking village burned down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether people died or not, I don't know. I would guess they did.
Very probably, yeah.
But then, fast forward to like the 1800s and 1900s, all of a sudden he shows up again, and then the Detroit riots happen. I'm sitting there thinking, like, you know, is a leprechaun got like a cousin that's just like off to the side somewhere? I don't know. But I mean, the myth behind stuff like that is fascinating because you don't know A, if it's true, or B, if it's not.
Yeah.
You know, me personally, it's up for interpretation. You know, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, are there any like myths that you're really into, or?
I'm really into the Loch Ness Monster. That's like my favorite one. It's always been. I don't know why, but my mom and I used to stay up late and watch all the specials, and Nessie for me was always my like heart cryptid, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I listened to a podcast about Nessie earlier today, but I did, and I'm like, yeah, I already know all this information, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
fascinating stuff, though. Like the fact that scientists are trying to figure out whether or not Nessie is real just is what gets me honestly believing that it could be a thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's plenty of stories out there. You know, there's definitely plenty of movies about it.
Oh, yeah.
But would you put the Loch Ness and Bigfoot in the same category?
I mean, yes and no, but I have my own explanation for Bigfoot because I do. Just a guy who's stuck in a Halloween costume. I know that's probably not it, but to me, that's just the funniest and best explanation you got. Stuck in his Halloween costume, lost in the forest, Blair Witch style, and then people started seeing him, and he's just out there.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing? Yeah. You know, so
I guess I do write horror comedies. Whatever.
Hey, it's okay. I mean, I feel bad for any creature or monster that comes against you because sling blade and a quarter is all you need.
I know, right?
I will bring that up to the day I die. You know, but no, it's interesting to think, you know, like what is really out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
because like I mean, sea monsters, giant squids, we thought was just a sea monster, but then those are real. It's the amount of things we don't know, the amount of ocean we haven't explored is genuinely terrifying.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, here's something horror, and it's not even a creature, but you know, you hear some of these stories about it, the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, does it exist? Obviously, people say it does or whatever. I've never been there, obviously, but you know, well, I'm here, so I couldn't have been there, but whatever.
But like, yeah, I'm not about to travel there to disprove the legend, because if it is true, then bye, Lisa.
Yeah. But the same thing goes for the Amityville house.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people's like, that house is really truly haunted, and it's got a like portal to hell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, the people who live there now said there's nothing. You know, and so do you believe the people now, or do you believe the stories then?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then this is what kills me. You know the difference between inspired by true events and based on true.
Him.
A lot of people are like, oh, you know, yeah, it's really based on true stories. If you go back and watch the original, it says inspired.
Inspired by, yeah.
Just like Return of the Living Dead. Inspired by, not based on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if a zombie can get up and talk and run and start trying to chase us, we're all screwed. Yeah. You know, well, most of us. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting next to somebody who I know can survive, and you know. But no, the thing is like you just don't really know.
Yeah.
You know, and people always want to try to dispute stuff. You know, and my thing is who are we to tell them they're right or wrong?
And my thing is like, if we do definitively prove or disprove any of these things, that's just going to be a bummer either way, because I think part of the fun of it is not knowing.
Oh yeah.
So like, if someone does definitively find Nessie or a Bigfoot, then we'll be like, okay, so they are real. Then what? What do we do after that?
Then there's going to be parties out there going to look for them, and you know.
And let's be honest, the government would probably get involved, and it wouldn't be great.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. I'm looking at you, Men in Black.
There you go. Don't look at the light. But okay, that's a good point. You bring up Men in Black. Let's talk about Area 51.
Yeah.
It's like it does exist. It's there, but do they really truly have aliens?
Yeah. I'd like to know what's actually there, what they actually do know.
Yeah.
If anything.
I know that me personally, I like to just think that there's something there, and I don't want to know if it's true or not.
Me too. Because if we do definitively prove, think how terrifying it's going to be. Think about other creatures in other solar systems and galaxies.
That's true. That's true.
With the weapons we as humans have, if they are more advanced than us, not to scare everyone right now, but assuming someone from a different galaxy would be more advanced. Just saying.
Just find Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith.
Yes. Well stated.
I do have a kind of a far out there kind of statement, but aliens, like people say aliens are different beings or different species, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that's true, an animal is a different species than a human.
Yeah.
So are we aliens to them?
That's the thing that I toy with sometimes at night when I'm like hanging out with my dog. I'm just like, what am I to you? What are you to me? I don't know, but I own you. Like, you're my dog. You're my pet. It's weird. Like, do you think you own me, or like,
oh yeah,
am I your person, or are you my dog?
Oh yeah. But
I'm looking down on a blank space and envisioning my dog.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's all good. The thing is though, is like out there. I mean, there's so many different types of species of like just whatever. You got humans, dogs, cats. You got birds. You got fish. I mean, so it's something. I mean, let's face it. Every single species is a predator.
Yeah.
And my thing is we eat steak there, and pork and all this other stuff. Well, some of us do, some of us don't. But the thing is like we are a predator.
Mm-hmm.
A shark is a predator.
Yes.
But I mean, it's like dogs and cats and birds. Anything that wants to go for a goldfish is always going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just kind of weird to think about that, though.
Yeah. I like to think about those what ifs.
Oh yeah. I would like to take this moment out to shout out Spooky Boys Podcast. Go ahead and go over to YouTube and give them a follow. They just released their 33rd episode. They're pretty good. They two friends sit there and talk. Two friends sit here and talk. We will be having a very special guest on in the coming weeks. Maybe this week coming up or the week after. Yeah. Brett Wagner is going to be coming on the show. He played the Leatherface in the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he was also in the Crazies, which came out some years ago. Not the original, the remake.
Yeah.
But he's been in other things too. But
he's cool.
We'd like to thank him. He was in John Dies at the End.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything.
I mean, that's one of her favorite, if not her favorite movie. So it was a good movie.
A good movie.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, me and Lauren are gonna watch it probably tomorrow.
It's gonna be the theme of my next tattoo.
Oh yeah, I think my next tattoo is probably gonna be Night of the Demons or Demons.
I think it should be.
I might actually just fill this whole arm up on this side with just demons and Night of the Demons. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna get a tattoo of Michael Myers." No, I don't need to. He's right there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. Nick Bergman's Exorcist tattoo.
Yeah, it's so cool, right?
That thing is off the chain.
Yeah.
And you're just finding this out. Nick Bergman and Amanda Denny, or Amanda Howell. Let me say that right. Amanda Howell. I'm sorry. Because she couldn't be at Nightmares to join us. They have both agreed to come on the show together. So we'll be getting an interview with them.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And they're going to give us more details about bad things happen
I
here.
cannot wait for that movie. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. And it is confirmed. Whenever it does come out, we will be doing a viewing of it.
Okay, good.
So we might, not 100%. We might be doing a viewing of another movie that I'll talk to you about after here because I don't want to spoil anything.
No spoilers.
But I don't know. You know what we haven't talked about?
A lot of things, but what?
A lot of things. We haven't spoken anything about Resident Evil.
You're not wrong.
Like the video games and the movies, and I've even read a couple of the novels.
Of course.
My thing is I mean, you won't see none of the novels here though, but that's on me. Have you seen all the movies?
In college, yeah.
All right. Have you played any of the video games?
No. But I've seen people play the video games, and I saw someone cosplay one of the characters, and so it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. The movies were okay. They kind of, I mean, they stuck to somewhat of the formula of the game. But playing the game, to me, is just a little bit better because, well, first time around playing the game, because you don't know what's going to happen. But once you watch the movie, it's like, now you're comparing the movie to the game. And I'm like, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll leave it there with Resident Evil.
I need to check out the game, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did meet the voice actor and actress for Claire and Leon in Resident Evil 2, the remake, and Motor City Nightmares.
Okay.
They're cool people. I like when you go to get an autograph from people, and they're like, "Is it okay if I cuss on it?" Hey, you say what? Yeah. I'm getting your autograph. Say what you want. But like Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2. There's a scene there's a line she says in a movie where it goes, "There's someone in this fucking room." Yeah, that's cool. She goes, "Can I put that in there?" I was like, "You can
absolutely
do whatever you want. Just don't ruin it." But I don't know. I mean, like a lot of people are afraid to go meet these celebrities because they're like, they're going to be uptight or rude or just not good people. A majority of them, if not almost all of them, are good.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome meeting them.
It's so great.
And I don't know. It's something about you find these people, or you see these people in these movies, and then you find out they're going to be in your town.
Yeah.
Like the guy who directed one of my favorite movies of all time, Night of the Demons, is going to be at Motor City Mask Festival next month.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to that.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to take like 10 things to get signed, but that's just me because I'm a nerd like that.
No judgment.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's the rest of this year, even though we're already halfway through the year, the rest of this year looks like it's going to be a good year.
Yeah. I gotta get into some more of those cons to sell my book. I just got another shipment of them. It's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah. I'm not 100% sure. I think Motor City Legacy is coming back next year too.
Yeah.
And if they do,
out.
That's good. I know you're looking forward to next month. You start.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Hands down, if they say, okay, you're going to be a zombie, hands down, you're going to do good.
I know. I'm really hoping they'll let me be a zombie.
Oh yeah. We're talking about Erebus Haunted Attraction, by the way. So they actually redid their entire second floor.
Oh really?
Like for this year, everything in there is going to be brand new this year. I'm like, okay, see, now I might have to go back. I'm not gonna lie, I'm going back. But
well, yeah. I keep meeting people and I mention it kind of just in passing. They're like, "Oh yeah, I go there every year," and I'm like, "I'll be seeing you then."
Oh yeah. Funny story. All right. If anyone knows me, I don't get scared.
You don't.
So I was like 15 years old and we're at this haunted house in a different city, and we're walking through and there's a guy dressed up as Freddy Krueger and he starts singing a song and clicking his fingers. I'm like, bro, I'm just gonna stand here and sing with you. I was like, you don't scare me. He's like, that'll get me fired. I was like, oh, my bad. I won't do that then.
Yeah.
But no, I was walking through the Pablo Boat haunted house years ago. And the people I was walking with kept getting scared. I'm like, you clearly entered a room with zombies, not thinking none of them were going to run toward you. I was like, haven't you seen 28 Days Later? So I'm standing there. Once we enter, I just stand there and I let them walk ahead a little bit because I'm like, I want to enjoy this. So one of the people that was dressed up was like, you're going to continue walking? There's people going to come in after you here in a couple minutes. I was like, I'm waiting to see them get scared. Sure enough, not even 5 seconds after I said that, they ran the hell out of that room. Then I walked through and I was like, y'all did a good job. But it.
So you get your own kind of amusement from these scares. I like it.
Yes. But now I will say though, the only movie that ever scared me was the original Exorcist.
I mean,
so in this particular haunted house I went to one time, they had the entire bedroom scene.
Okay.
But it was all animatronics that was on the bed, right? Now I'm paying attention to the animatronic that's on the bed, spinning its head, spitting out whatever, right? Did not see the person's hand that was reaching out underneath the bed, and I swear I broke all 5 of his fingers because I stepped so hard, and I was like, "My bad," But yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially if that's the only movie that bothered me, that shit's gonna bother me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You have any haunted house stories?
My parents and I went to one in Canada, thinking it was gonna be jump scares or whatever, it was going to be an extreme haunt, but literally all it was just walking out a pitch black hallway. And me, I am scared of the dark because I'm scared of the idea of stuff lurking. So for me, it was just really uncomfortable because I'm like, is something going to touch me? Is something going to jump out? What's going to happen? And then my dad, being my dad, is like, this is exactly the kind of place that a serial killer would hang out and find their victims. Thanks for that, Dad.
Yeah.
But no, that honestly didn't scare me at the time. In hindsight, that should have been way more terrifying. Yeah, we're just walking down these pitch black halls, and I'm like, how much longer is this gonna last? My mom's like, can we do the little kids tour? And they're like, this is the little kids tour. Shut up.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've never done a haunted house ever since that one because it was just not what we were expecting, and never again.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to enjoy them if you don't get scared. I mean, but you get, like you said, you got to find your enjoyment another way.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I used to work at a funeral home when I was a teenager, so I mean, that, trust me.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's a lot.
But you can actually hear that story at a different episode we did earlier this year.
We did that.
Yeah. But I don't know. Haunted houses are cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty psyched.
She's going to be working at Erebus, which
indeed.
I'm going to go, and we're probably going to have a hell of a lot of laughs because she knows I'm not going to get scared, but yeah. Lauren will get scared.
Lauren will.
I mean, we can sit here and laugh about it now. But yeah, no. I don't know. It's been a good episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we got this was a laid back episode because we do got Brett Wagner coming on.
Yeah.
So we got to prepare for that. But Nick and Amanda are coming back on.
It's gonna be fun.
Who are both NC-17 award winners.
Yes.
And speaking of the NC-17 awards, we have a special category. We're not going to name it right now because we don't want nobody to get spoiled or anything. But we have a special category that we already have a decided winner.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be really awesome. But I think, and this is the first time of me even asking Lisa, we should make a poll and let the viewers choose.
That'd be fun.
Audience
involvement.
Yes. So for the viewers who are going to participate in this poll, when it gets closer to the end of the year, we're going to give 5 choices or 4?
I think we said 5.
5. All right, we're going to give 5 choices of movies. And it's not going to be just horror, because, the awards should be awarded for everybody,
All inclusive.
Yeah. But it'll be a majority horror. But,
of course.
I mean, last year I had Oppenheimer and Barbie in there, and they actually won awards. So
I mean, Barbie was pretty good.
Barbie was pretty good. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but that song, I'm Just Ken. That's anytime I hear that song, it's like I just start singing and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with me?
Mm-hmm.
But so yes, whatever award you guys or whatever movie you guys choose is going to win that award.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be something
That'll be cool.
Interesting. And your dad's going to join us again.
Yes.
The first weekend of next month.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. And we'll be having some fun in that episode. I think what we're going to do is we're going to let your dad choose the topic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would
he's
be
our brainstorming topics. I'm like, yay.
Oh yeah. I just hope it's on my no. If not, I'll find out quick. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna leave it here. We don't want to stay on too long.
Pretty normal time for us.
Oh yeah. But Static Tape Video / Spin City, they're in Muskegon. They are our sponsor. They have been a great sponsor for us for quite a while now. You can see them every year, as of last year, at Motor City Nightmares. Mm-hmm. You can go to online statictapevideo.com. Got that wrong. My bad. Bad sponsor.
We'll fix it in post.
There we go. But until then, anything?
No, this was a fun episode.
Yes. All right. Until then, stay NC-17.
Peace.